On Tuesday morning, March 29th, 2011, Gone but Not Forgotten was the theme of the memorial service held to honor the lives lost at the Freeport container port as a result of the tornado, which brought disaster to Grand Bahama a year ago. Family members of the victims Sean Saunders, Cleveland Lowe, and Michael Young, and the executive leadership and colleagues of the port gathered at the container port to commemorate the anniversary of the tragic event. Invited as a special guest for the service, Dr. Miles Monroe joined in with the port's executive leadership in expressing his sentiments about last year's tragedy, and he also brought a message of faith to help frame the perspective on crisis.
There is no greater human impact than crisis. Crisis is an event or a circumstance or situation that affects and disrupts your normal life, over which you have no control. You didn't cause it. You're not responsible for it. As a matter of fact, I believe the pain in this tent today is also felt by the executive director and also felt by the leaders that came down from the headquarters to greet you today, because they themselves feel as helpless as you. They couldn't stop a tornado. I just wish we could stop tornadoes. I wish we could control climate, but we can't. That's why it's called a crisis.
The story of survival shared by Mr. Glenn Bodie, one of the employees injured in the disaster, brought to light the severity of the grief felt by himself and others in the aftermath of the tragic event.
As I've stated earlier, I had thoracic fracture in my upper and lower lumbar, broken ribs, broken neck, and cracked skull. Severe lacerations to my skull. It's been a very traumatic and emotional journey for me, for the fact that Cleve, Mike, and myself, we were so close. It's like coming together every morning for 9 years we were here. And even today, it's a hard moment for me to be here and not saying Cleve, Mike, and Sean. Usually when I get here, it's either he meet me here or I meet him here. And that's been going on for 9 years. Today, that's not the case.
After the memorial service, Dr. Monroe met with Mr. Bodie, family members of the victims, and leadership team members of the Freeport container port in a counseling session to provide additional support. Bahamas Faith Ministries extends its prayers and continued support to the loved ones of the late Sean Saunders, Cleveland Lowe, and Michael Young.